Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we return for UFRL action, and tonight we are live from Miami, and let's get everything sorted out on the screen for you all. And let's go through short qualifying, followed by the 100% realistic cars event. And tonight let's go through the grid whilst nobody is taking to the track. Does look like it will stay dry as well, at least through qualifying. We shall see what it does through the race. Right, so through in the Red Bull, it is a partnership of DD Friend and his Canadian teammate Late Bloomer comes through. So let's see how the Red Bulls deliver tonight. And then in the Ferrari, it will be Doug and Beast, a Tier 3 partnership for you right there, with the Dutchman partnering Doug in that car. Right, in the Mercedes, it will be WBA Brewdogs. We move on to the Tier 2 drivers. There aren't too many actually on show tonight, unfortunately, but Brewdog will be in that Mercedes. And then let's continue through into, I think in the Aston Martin, it will be Prezi. I will just give you a driver to watch. So it will be Bad Boy's the first one out, so I will give you a Bad Boy to keep a watch on. But yeah, tonight it will be Prezi returning for, he hasn't raced too much recently, I know that, but he will be racing in the Aston Martin tonight. And then we move down. Oh, as Douglas has left, that will mean a little invitation is necessary for him. I'm just going to sort out. Good evening to Speedy Bullet. Hope you're doing good. And obviously, hopefully all the drivers can get through and navigate the track safely tonight. But it won't be too easy. Got to keep full concentration. For the 100% event, it will not be particularly easy, that's for sure. Continuing through the field, then, as we shall move towards, I want to make sure I've not missed anyone, towards the Alpines then. Is there any in the Alpines? I believe Woody Fernandez is. Yep, so Woody Fernandez, who is just coming onto the track now, he is in the Alpine tonight, and is he the lone Alpine? Yes, he is, so it is just Woody Fernandez in the Alpine as Bad Boy starts his hot lap then. And let's see what the Haas can do as he's just heading round the bends at turns 3 into turn 4 just now. So we'll stick with the Haas during all of this lap. We won't be fully concentrated on it because again we want to continue with the rest of the field. In the Williams, you've got the partnership of Merck, who is your reigning 100% tiered champion, and alongside him is Destroyer Drac, who of course races amongst the Tier 1, the 100% tier and the international tier as well. He put in a very good performance last Saturday in the international tier as well. So see what Destroyer Drac can do, but that is a very strong partnership. Continuing the strong partnerships in the Alfa Romeo, it is Mr. Poem, your reigning Tier 1 and international tier champion, and he's driving alongside Mr. Consistent Rusted Bolt, who has been here in UFRL since Season 1 as Doug has returned to the lobby. And then continuing down, you've got the Haas duo, and it will be Bad Boy and Lynx again. Very strong partnership here. So that'll be interesting to see what they can do. We're going to drop down towards Hazer, who is just heading around the chicane at this minute. So let's see. He has got an Aston Martin for company. I do hope the Aston Martin moves out of the way, and they have just about done that. I don't think the Aston Martin was too certain if they were on a lap, but yeah, Hazer was indeed on a hot lap. So just pushing out onto the straight. I think he won't be too worried. I know he doesn't tend to go for his full runs straight off the bat. So we'll see what Hazer does now. He's just heading round the hairpin at turn 17. And then he will take... Oh, a little bit squirmy, however, on the run through into turn 18. So not the best of laps from Hazer, but it's a 28.855. He will have more time to gain than that. The final team we didn't quite get to were the Alpha Tauri. And in the Alpha Tauri tonight it will be Usamach alongside Hazer himself. Right, let's see what is going on in the chat then. Good evening to Coffee. Yep, I am doing very well, thank you. A little bit tired from work today, but all is good. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, thank you to... no worries, Doug. That's all good. Can't race, unfortunately, because I'm moving. Right, you're moving. No worries. I hope your moving is all going good. Be good. Hopefully it'll be a good race, though. That's for sure. Missed some good racing Wednesday. I caught up with some of it. If I recall, I think I'm pretty sure I watched some of it. I don't quite I don't quite get in a position where I can watch too much racing at the moment, however. And good evening to Bad Boy as well. Hopefully you're all doing good, and the best of luck for tonight. Beast and P3 and DD Friend did go quicker than Hazer. He was 0.2 of a second faster, but Destroyer Drac at 28.1 goes quicker himself. And we'll drop down towards Late Bloom, who goes 6 fastest, not on hot lap there. But Drac and DD Friend, you're leading two. Wouldn't have expected those two to straight away be up there. I mean, Drac can be somebody who can be up there quite a bit, but you know, I think DD Friend may be a surprise contender, but then with that Red Bull, you can certainly see drivers going quick around here. As WBA Brewdog does tend to go on the medium tyres for his first run, so again, he is out on those mediums, and he will set a time just now. It will be a 1:30.349, and settles in just behind the Aston Martin of Prezi. It's P7 for WBA Brewdog, and that is pretty much that for the first laps coming through. Hazer has enough fuel to go again, so he does tend to be fair. He got his battery right up to scratch. DD Friend slowing it all down. And Destroyer Drac is out of battery, and Bad Boy disqualified. Oh, can we get on quickly? There you go. You can see his car is done. I mean, he was obviously waiting for other vehicles, but Bad Boy's done. He will not take any further part in qualifying, and that may have a little bit of a hindrance towards his overall race. Maybe he just wants driver of the day. No, I'm joking. But yeah, wow, Bad Boy is unfortunately out. To be fair, Hazer was on a lap, but I don't know, I mean, I do think here at Miami, you can sort of, when you get out of that pit lane, you can stay as wide as possible just to ensure whoever's on a hot lap stays ahead. You won't impede them, as long as you do stay as wide as you possibly can, because then you're effectively showing that you haven't really done anything wrong if you stay as wide as you possibly can. But that is the challenges of this pit lane round at Miami, I suppose. So yeah, I just work in retail, but I do long hours sometimes. And we finish later now than what we used to. Brewdog loves his medium tyres and qualifying. Yes, he does. He very much does. But then he obviously moved on to softs. I used to sort of do something similar, a 28.0 now from Hazer, who does go quicker, unsurprisingly so. And he was Late Bloomer still out on track. I do believe Usmatch is just about to start his lap as well. We'll just stick with Late Bloomer whilst he's pushing through the chicane. And just going on the exit of turn 16 now. DRS all the way through on the run down into turn 17 as well. But yeah, oh yeah, you were letting Hazer go. That's normal. Yeah, exactly. You never truly know what the voters are all going to be like and stuff. But like, yeah, I can't do too much comms over the next few weeks at least, providing they don't, because at the moment the change they made, I'm hoping it's only going to be for Christmas. I'm hoping after that, hopefully it'll be okay, but they haven't confirmed either way. So fingers crossed they'll put it back to normal, but they've not done this since I've been here. So it's the first time, I mean I've only been here for 2.5 years, but it's the first time they've actually done the full changes like this, to do it a couple of hours later. So I'm a little bit unsure as to whether or not it will continue into next year. They haven't confirmed either way. Anyway, sticking with Usmatch, who is definitely going quicker on this run, of course, yet to set a lap time. But looking like you want to get into the 27s for pole round here, because a 28.0 is the current best time, and it's a 27.7 from Usmatch. And there you go, the first time in the 27s, and that is indeed a great time for Usmatch. 3/10 ahead of his teammate Hazer, and here comes Merck across the line, goes 5th fastest. That's a 28.7, still some 1 second away from Usmatch, but still a good time nonetheless. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see how it goes though over the next few weeks, and then hopefully they can confirm, fingers crossed, that we'll go back to normal. But again, I I can't say either way because I don't know. Whenever I find out, it'll be nice to know, but I can't say anything at the moment. Fingers crossed it will go back to normal. Right, Mr. Perm just on to the track at the moment. Rusted Bolt as well, the two Alfa Romeos. I mean, what would you say in terms of the most consistent duo tonight is? So in the... I say that. You've got Usamatch and Hazer, but then again, would you say Usamatch is consistent? Because for me personally, listen, I know he was my teammate. Was it last season he was my teammate? He's a very, very quick driver, do not get me wrong. But he does have mistakes in him. So I wouldn't say he's overwhelmingly consistent, but he is still a very good driver. And very quick. And Hazer this season has honestly very, very impressed me. And I'm not saying with his speed, I'm more saying his racecraft has been more impressive to me. I was a little bit worried first when I knew Hazer was coming back and all that, and I was there thinking, right, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But the reality is, he's got like what? Has he got one penalty? One penalty from all the races he's been doing since round one, and he races like 3 times a week here. So the fact that he's only got one penalty since, big ups to Hazer on that, I've got to say. Go and check in. Drac did improve by 2 attempts. He put himself onto the front row, so solid effort from him. And now you've got Beast in a Ferrari, but he's not improving out of the chicane into turn 16, so we will just move away from him. And what about Doug at the moment? Just on the lap, and not well, it wasn't a quick lap, 1:30.2, but that was without the aid of battery. I was either going to get a pen for impeding Hazer, or get disqualified for blocking pit lane. Well, it depends. Let me have a look. William will show us a bit better. So the pit lane is just there. You can stay as far right as possible, I suppose. And maybe the better way to do it would even to cross the white line completely on the right side. If I go... There was a Williams, I believe. Merc is just coming out on track now, if I can show. Merc, just go slowly enough. I'm joking. Go quicker. If you go to the right side of a track, you can, I suppose, go onto the blue part. Which I think at that point it would say that you're out of the pit lane exit. But then you might as well still try and continue as close as possible to the car ahead. I merked it pretty well there. But yeah, the game's a little bit, very iffy when it comes to stuff like that, isn't it? Let's drop back down towards Mr. Poem. He's using up his battery, so this will be the first time for the Alfa Romeo this evening. It's a 29.0 P7 for Mr. Poem. I would expect him to go quicker than that. But then again, I know his qualifying pace isn't normally all there, but he does get it back during the race itself. As Doug goes a lot quicker, and it's 1.7 seconds, 28.4, and he's onto the second row now for Doug in the Ferrari. But it's William, 27.736, who goes quicker, and quickest of all. He's pipping Usamatch at this moment in time. It's superb time. And the battle for pole is certainly commencing here tonight at Miami. As on board a Beast who goes 11th fastest at 29.3 from him. And there's an Aston Martin coming through, and it will be Pressy who goes into the pits. And will drop down towards Brewdog. And he will go into the pit lane himself. So some time's just starting to fly in now. But let's see. It was a time of when I came out. Yeah, I think it all depends. Because obviously at times as well, you can have it where there's like 3 or 4 cars just going all out on a lap. And you kind of have nowhere to go because you're trying to wait for them. I've only ever done it once where I got disqualified. And that's because I didn't even know the game does it. This was how inexperienced I was. And this was well over a year ago now. And it was at Zandvoort. I was just waiting for people to start, to cross the line and everything like that. Get past turns 1 and 2, but the game disqualified me, and I was like, oh no. But I was so inexperienced at that point of the game, it was just crazy. Ever since then, I make sure I am not in a position to do that. So you try and make sure you don't impede anyone, but at the same time you've got to also know you can be disqualified. So it is a fine line between them, but it's more based on what you're thinking at that time. If you're thinking, right, try and get out of the way of them, but do not get disqualified, I think that's got to be your mindset going into it. Alright, so let's go back down then. Nobody's really on a hot lap at the moment. In fact, most people are just going into the pits. So we'll go with Beast again. No, he's not on a lap. And he's clearly looking like he's trying to recover his battery as well. He might be going into the pit lane. How long have we got left in the session? Once those yellow flags disappear, I can confirm to you how long we have. We have about 2 minutes remaining, which makes a lot of sense now as to why Beast is going in the pits, but he does not have enough time to go again. So that will be a session completed for Beast. P11 at best, providing the likes of Lynx and Bolt don't get another time. Late Bloomer as well only needs to gain 3 tenths. And DD Friend goes purple through Sector 1. Do we stick with DD Friend? I think we have to, as Doug has also decided he is not doing anything else. P5 at best for the Ferrari now. And I do imagine it would not shock me if he drops outside of a top 10 maybe with that time, you know. I know there's only one driver behind him who cannot go quicker, and that is Beast. Everybody else has a chance to go faster. They don't release me. Oh, they left it too late. I see. But DD Fred now is losing half a second. Is he going to try and recover his battery or keep going? I mean, surely he's got to recover his battery. Does he know how to? By the looks of it, no. If you want to recover your battery, just use your brakes a little bit more. Cough, cough. I hope he re-watches qualifying, because then, yeah, literally, if you want to recover your battery, you've just got to use your brakes more. And you can literally use your brakes on the straight. As long as you don't get in the way of anyone, it's fine. Alright. And that's not the only reason why you use the brakes. But anyways. So DD Friend stays P6. So I do believe that will be it for him. Therefore, we'll have a look down. WBA Brewdog, 2 tenths of a second of an improvement through Sector 1. It's a 1:29.1. That is currently his best time. What about Hazer? And I'm just heading into turn 1. And Usamatch as well has invalidated. He has about 15 seconds to get round. It's could be a close one, you know, with Usamatch. He's now got 10 seconds. Is he getting through? This is going to be... I don't think he's got in it. He's not going. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Checker flags are out. Usamatch has not made it. The AlphaTauri will not come home in pole position tonight. Will go on board a WBA Brewdog, improving by 4 tenths of a second. And the Mercedes is just roaming through into turn 17 right now. Let's see how he takes the hairpin. How comfortable is he? It's pretty nice. And this does look like a neat improvement here from the Mercedes. Your Tier 2 WBA Brewdog across the line and goes 7th fastest with a 28.659. I'm not sure how comfortable that will be. And DD Friend improving by 3 tenths of a second. To be fair to him, without too much battery. And DD Friend will stay 6th fastest. That was a big issue for him, the fact that he didn't have enough battery to go onto the straight into turn 17, and he doesn't gain by any time. He loses out by 6 thousandths of a second. One man who is improving, and improving at a rapid pace here. Coming through the AlphaTauri of Hazer. Will he go quickest? Yes, he will. It's a 27.420, and he's 3 tenths quicker than the rest of the field. And Destroyer Jack has invalidated. He was improving by a 10th, but no improvement from him. And that will be qualifying completed. Nobody else has decided to go for one final lap. That's a bit surprising for me. I do want to see what Jack would have set if it lets us see it. A 27.9 it would have been for Destroyer Jack. But it is pole position here for Hazer. It's a brilliant lap time right at the end there from him, but nobody else really was pushing on her. I'm a bit surprised, you know. Even to the point where Doug stays P5, and I said that he could be at risk of dropping out of the top 10, because nobody else really went. The likes of Lynx and Russell Bolt didn't even set a time come the end of qualifying, and obviously Bad Boy got disqualified. A lot of drivers further down, like some Mr. Poem P10, Merc only P8. So yeah, quite a few surprises in there. A lot of people not going all out in qualifying, that's for sure. But there you go, that has been completed. I will now confirm that there will be a 5-minute break. Let's sort all of that out. Ready up at, say, 20... I'm thinking 20:32 because we're still waiting to get onto the track. Yeah, I'll say 20:32. Gives myself an extra minute, I suppose. Not even that. It's literally going to change to 27 in a second. Anyway. Right. Oh, this is probably why they didn't go too much in quali. Look how badly it is raining. Is that full wet or is that intermediate? We shall find out in a few moments' time. We are back, Glenn, and here we go. Moments away from starting at the Miami International Circuit. How will things be delivered here tonight? And with pole position being taken home by Hazer, we have a very nice 10-second countdown beginning here. So, it will be starting here, pouring down with rain. And here we go at the Miami International Autodrome. It's 4 and 5 lights. And entering away and cruising, who will go through? Here we go, in a go, 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 at the front of the field. And we'll get the tyres up for you as intermediates for turn 1. How is everybody faring? We're trying to drop down as much as possible just to try and see if it's clean. It's actually quite clean. It's relatively clean so far, a little bit surprisingly. Prezi just going off track. I'm not sure if he's made a mistake or not. Beast also just battling through, but at the front of the field, it looks relatively tidy so far. A few drivers just going a little bit wide of a line. Bruno going well off track, in fact. But I've not seen any collisions so far. That makes things quite interesting. I was kind of expecting there might be one or two, but in the rain, they have started relatively well here at Miami. Very surprising, I've got to say. A very tricky track as well. Was up the front there, Merck trying to take DD Friend. Having a look down the inside, goes Merck. Is he going to go for it? No, he just holds off. And further back, you got Bad Boy down the inside of the Red Bull of Late Bloomer. And something's happening further ahead, but he's going for the move still side by side here on a pairing. And it does look like the Haas of Bad Boy is edged ahead of Late Bloomer, only just, but into P11 goes Bad Boy. Yellow flags, and it is for Beast further behind. Ferrari is a little bit early to be celebrating, a little bit too soon to be celebrating a great result, really. I think it's only lap 1, it's a bit too soon. I know Max Verstappen has done that quite a lot this season, celebrated on lap 1, but sometimes it's just got to do it too soon. It's DD Friend, something's happened here, a spin. I think Bloomer may have been somewhat involved as well. Nope, it's not Bloomer, clearly not Bloomer, it's DD Friend only. It's a virtual safety car. He has to go into the pits, but that was on the rundown around turn 17 into turn 18. DD Friend, so not ideal, around a hairpin for him, and into the pits, change of front wing, and Beast picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car as well, and he also heads into the pit lane. But back to the front then, so a good gap for the top 3, Hazer, William and Usamach, as Beast has opted to retire in the pits. A bit of an, I've got to say, I don't tend to see drivers celebrate on lap 1 with the donuts. But there you go. Celebrating with the donuts and retiring after lap 1. Again, that feels like a very Max Verstappen thing to do there. Knowing that you've got all the pace in the world, and then you just decide, yeah, you know what, I don't need this. I don't need to race. And that just feels like Max Verstappen right there. But anyways, Usamach here having a good go, you know, at William round the outside, but William is just holding a defensive line. The defensive lines may allow for Hazer to run away a little bit more. Let's go with the AlphaTauri, of course. The realistic cars will make it more challenging for the two AlphaTauri duo against cars of the likes of the Alpine, the Williams, the Ferraris, the Alfa Romeos, the Mercedes. All of them are quicker than the AlphaTauris. The Haas, not so much, but Bad Boy and Lynx Piece can make it work. Didn't even realise, but Bad Boy did get ahead of his teammate Lynx, and he's now up to P9 as through goes William down the inside of Hazer. Bit of slipstream going on further back as well, with Doug defending from Merck. And that move, is it done? The front wing almost clipping the rear, but I think William has got the move done off Hazer, and further back he got a squabble going on. Bruno goes through, Mr. Poem looks a little bit slippery, and through goes Bad Boy, and maybe Lynx as well, who's having a look down the inside, but I think he'll just have to hold in behind there, as Mr. Poem loses one spot to Bad Boy, who's up into the top 8, and he's made a flying start, starting down at P15, in the rain he's up into P8, after just 2 laps completed here at Miami. Back to the front then. Oh, actually, I'm going to have to drop further back because they're going at it again. I thought for a moment Mr. Poem was going to get him. They were well within a tenth of a second, that's for sure. But Mr. Poem couldn't quite get him. He's going to get him here, is he? No. He's having a look. He's having another look. Bad Boy trying to defend it, but here comes Poem, and he flies beyond the Haas driver. Poem beating Bad Boy and blasting through here on lap 3. Super stuff. And on the run down through into turns 9 and 10, it's a superb move, but Mr. Poem has lost it again, and is losing places to Link Speed as well, who goes down the inside here. What can the Haas do against the Alfa Romeo? Has he got the move? Not quite. They're still going side by side, but I think Poem has edged just ahead. And the Alfa Romeo working hard to keep these Haas drivers at bay. And you've got the Red Bull of Late Bloomer and the Alfa Romeo of Rusted Bolt in behind. Prezi trying to catch up in the Aston Martin as well. Go further up the field then towards the two AlphaTauris. William is starting to fly ahead at half a second, but Usamach down the inside on Hazer here. Who is ahead? It looks like it's good from Usamach, is it? Yes, he is. He's still side by side, but Usamach now ahead and up into second place. Hazer losing touch there. And that means Hazer drops down to third place. Fastest laps flying through for Usamach at 1:43.236. And Doug and Merck going side by side and squabbling away into turn 1 as well. And is Doug ahead, or has Merck got the job done? It's Merck has gotten the move done. Merck is into the top 5 now, and the reigning champion, proving why he is the reigning champion. Into the top 5 he goes, and next up for Merck will be Drac. That's if he can keep Doug behind him for long enough. Did he friend 43.0? I mean, I know he changed his wing, but that is a very good time for him. I know he's not been battling anyone. But in the rain, I've got to say, great job there from the Red Bull, and that does show he's got some pace at the back of the field. Got to say, it's been a very quick start here at Miami, even though it's been raining. A lot of side-by-side battles, and to be honest, quite enjoyable so far on lap 4. As further down the field, Rusted Bolt and Late Bloomer trade places, and Bad Boy takes Brewdog down the inside. He goes into turn 11, and they're still squabbling away, but I think it looks like Bad Boy's still ahead. And a great move from the Haas there. And up into the top 7 now, Bad Boy, continuing to make places here at Miami. And the Autodrome is a keen eye for Bad Boy here tonight. And let's see here on the exit of turn 16, Bad Boy looks like he will stay clear. Or will he? Well, Brewdog is now having to defend from Mr. Poem. And then you've got Link's Piece behind as well, but Link's Piece not within closing range here as Mr. Poem pulls out looking for a move on Brewdog. I'll say the braking round here will be very challenging in these treacherous conditions, as Bad Boy clearly sliding around up ahead. Destroyer Jack now a 42.332. The track seems to be improving somewhat. Obviously the fuel loads will benefit that for the drivers, but here comes Poem again. And he is edging close towards Brewdog at 0.3 of a second, even closer now. That was very, very close. Very close again, Poem. Oh, that could not be a lot closer. Link's Piece is going down the inside of him. And they're going side by side. Don't get up on that curb. You definitely don't want to touch the curb down here. And still side by side through the S as they go. And Poem just about ahead. Link's Piece couldn't quite get the move down the inside, but Mr. Poem taking a very wide line. Link's Piece going a little bit more narrow on the approach and the exit of turn 8. And now on the run down to turns 9 and 10 here. And Link's flying through on Poem. Has he got the move done? Oh, yes, he has. And Link's Piece up into 9th place now. And Mr. Poem dropping down to P10. And Link's Piece is ahead into turn 11. A great move there from the Haas. And we'll move a bit further up the field and have a little look towards the top 4, with Destroyer Drac certainly closing in now on William, Usamach and Hazer. Merck not too far behind at about 1.8 seconds. Fingers crossed for his sake he can close that gap. Usamach though will definitely go for a move, and the first time we've seen a swap of positions tonight since I believe it was lap 2. So there you go, William is now being attacked and is being overtaken by Usamach. Hazer's waiting in the wings as well. But it is 1, 2 and 3 for this trio. Destroyer Drac just in behind, about 0.7 of a second. Hazer now looking for a move down the inside. He will go on Willie Fernandez. And has Hazer got the move done and job done? They're still going at it. Through goes Hazer, and into second place he goes. And this allows for Merck to close the gap to 1.3 seconds. And Usamach getting away well at 0.8 of a second. Trying to look at the gaps further back. It does seem... Oh! Rusted Bolt. What's happened to him? Good that I was watching the gaps further back, because Rusted Bolt was P11 behind his teammate. Really struggling to get his car underway. He's back underway, but he will have DD Friend right behind him now. There is no form of safety car for that. But Rusted Bolt will now be overtaken by DD Friend. I do wonder if he's got front wing damage to boot. Not great there from Rusted Bolt. Certainly not bolting away here at Miami. Down in P14. Back to the front. Well, actually, no, further back in the midfield. Because here comes Link's Piece down the inside. Or actually, around the outside, rather. On Brewdog. Again, it's brilliant stuff here from Link's Piece. And he has got another move done into turn 11. And up into 8th place, Link's Piece goes. I think he was up into 8th before. But, oh no, that was Bad Boy, my apologies. Who has got the move done on Doug. Late Bloomer. 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Okay, that's very interesting. Prezi now is all over the rear of him, and he may be looking at a move potentially, but I'm going to go back towards this one. Mr. Poem now is tracking down WBA Brewdog. This is for 9th place, a wider line for Mr. Poem on the exit of turn 17 now, and has he got the grip? Well, clearly not. Struggling for that grip there, Mr. Poem, on the exit of turn 18. And it looks like a very challenging corner for the Alfa Romeo right now. We're going to go back up here as I'm seeing Usamatch on Hayes and also seeing Rusted Bolt and DD Friend are going side by side and very much side by side and really pacing themselves there. But the Red Bull DD Friend flies past the Alfa Romeo and out of the session. It's Mr. Poem. What has happened? Couldn't quite get on it with the Aston Martin. I'm going to have to watch it from the perspective of DD Friend. He's just going to have to make sure he stays within Delta. I mean, okay, very slowly, but he is trying to stay within Delta, quite obviously. Would be interesting. Couldn't quite see it, unfortunately, from his perspective, but we've lost our second driver, Mr. Poem. Does look like, I'm presuming, a driver error, but he did seem like he was struggling through a fair few corners. Not nice here at Miami in the rain, I have to say. Yeah, it's very much a challenging job for all drivers. So the AlphaTauris 1 and 2 at this moment, with Usamatch heading the way of Hazer. But now with the full core safety car, what strategies do you do? Do you decide, right, you know what, I'm going for a fresh set of inters? Or do you just decide, you know what, I'm going to stick with what I've got? Especially if it's due to stay wet the whole race, which, as far as I'm aware, it is meant to stay wet the whole race. That's what I was told by a little birdie, let's say that. A little inside information. So if it's due to stay wet the whole race, you kind of want track position, really. So this will make things interesting with the AlphaTauris. Both of them opt to stay out. As does William, as does Destroy Jack, as does Merck. The top 5 staying out. Bad Boy goes in. And what about, well, I don't know what that screen was there, but Doug stays out, Link's Piece stays out, and Brewdog goes in. So the second driver now, and Prezi. Is Prezi into the pits, or is he staying out? He stays out as well. And what about Late Bloomer in the Red Bull? So currently only 2 drivers have opted to box. Make it a third. Oh, that's an interesting strategy call. The first one tonight on the full wet is WBA Brewdog. Full wet he has opted for in P9 now. It will be very interesting to see what the pace... Oh, as Bad Boy struggling with the grip, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, and that was because he just crossed the white line effectively. That's gutting for him. Full wets. Interesting. First driver on the full wets. Wonder if that's the right call or not. I mean, it is heavily raining around here, do not get me wrong. But is it full wets or is it intermediates? Does it look like it's full wets to me? I mean, I wonder if it's like a crossover point between the inters and full wets, maybe. But now I'm very interested to see what will Brewdog's pace be up against everyone around him. If he starts to get through this field, then yes, I can confirm it will be full wet. But if not, then it becomes a little bit more tricky to tell. It's too soon to really say from our perspectives, but the drivers will know a bit more in terms of how the stability is, and okay, quite obvious to me, the stability isn't going to be too great, but also factor in that our drivers will have more knowledge from the absolute brilliant Mark, who will give you such a great understanding to the game by telling you that rain is about 10 minutes away, when actually it's probably about 20 minutes away. But you know, Mark is absolutely superb sometimes at giving you the wrong information. Sorry, I forgot to say what he was brilliant at. Into the pits then goes... Oh, I don't think it's full wets, ladies and gentlemen, because he's going back in the pits. Did he incorrectly go for full wets? Now he's going back for inters, and that will drop him. Will it drop him any further down? Yo, he might actually stay P10 here. This will be close between him and the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo. As the Red Bull got ahead, it will be tight. Sliding out, he's really trying to race it. He is ahead of the Red Bull. He's only lost one place, I believe. And he's effectively got one lap fresher tyres than Bad Boy now. Not that that matters too much. Got to factor in to the equation that, of course... Was Bruno... No, he was behind... No, he was ahead of Bad Boy. It was P9. But all of the top 8 drivers are on the intermediates that they started the race on. So 8 lap old inters. But then Bad Boy in P9. Bruno P10. And then P11 Late Bloomer, P12 Rusted Bolt and P13 DD Friend are all on fresh intermediate tyres. So really, I imagine those in the top 5 are kind of looking at Doug, Lynx and Prezi and saying, right guys, we need you to defend against those 5 guys behind. But I don't think Lynx will defend much against Bad Boy, you know. They might play some sort of team game here at Haas. We shall see what they do. Because effectively the quicker driver you would imagine would be Bad Boy, simply because he's got 8 laps, well 7 laps, fresher intermediate tyres. But then obviously you've got to take into account the pit strategies as well. How many stops do they want to make? Do they want to make 1 stop or 2 stops around here? Or even more, depending on how many safety cars we get. And how many times they lose their front wing, obviously. Right, let's see, when does the leader, that is of course Usamatch, decide to go? Telemetry up. We will turn it off once he goes full on the power. Yet to go on any of the power. And Usamatch is going to go now. So he is away, and it's a good start there from William. I see he's getting close towards Hazer, but it's now Hazer who's starting to reel in his teammate. 1 and 2 go the AlphaTauri. William just dropping in P3. Yellow flags. Are there? No, but there are battles going on further back with Brewdog and Prezi. And it looks like the Mercedes is just ahead there, Brewdog. He's already got a place, as has Bad Boy. And Prezi losing 2 spots on the safety car restart. And Rusted Bolt now having a look on Late Bloomer as well. And these guys will go quicker than Prezi, I'm sure. This will not be easy. Bad Boy's lost a lot of time towards his teammate, but is starting to close that gap already, as I thought for a moment. The Red Bull was going to go for it in the form of Late Bloomer, but here comes a chance again for Rusted Bolt. Lovely bird's eye view of this battle, and side by side come through Bolt and Bloomer. Who will come ahead? It will be Bolt. Yes, it will. Bolt is ahead, and into P11, and they're still going out side by side further behind the 2 Red Bulls, and Bolt down the inside of Prezi. Has he got the move done? They're still going at it. It's so close. But it's exquisite stuff. And I think Bolt has got the place. And into the top 10 he goes. A brilliant move there. And Bolt was up there. Prezi just dropping behind. And then DD Friend has got Late Bloomer as well. And DD Friend, who has shown some pace, did get a fastest lap earlier in the event. He's up to P12. And now Bad Boy gets the move on Doug. Bad Boy up into 7th position. He does have a 3-second penalty, but he's up into the top 7 now, and Bad Boy is flying. He is the highest runner of the fresh intermediate tyres. And what about Prezi? He gets to move back on DD Friend, but DD Friend was attacking the Aston Martin, and he's going to try and attack him again. And we'll go on board here with DD Friend directly. Is the Red Bull going to think outside or inside? He sticks in behind. Sure his teammate. Oh, and off track goes Prezi. Prezi's gone off. No contact from the Red Bulls there. but off goes Prezi down at turn 1. And now is he going the right direction? Yeah, he is. But unfortunately, he's lost a lot of time there, Prezi, down to P13. The Red Bulls both go through, and up to P11, Didi Friend, and up to P12 is Late Bloomer. Let's go further up towards the 2 Haas drivers then. Bad Boy already catching Link's piece now, and is well within a 10th of a second, and is well within the overtaking window. And through goes Bad Boy. Link's not defending it much, and the Haas driver swap places effectively. And Bad Boy just going a little bit deeper, but he can afford to do that. He's got the greater tyres at this moment compared to those he's battling with. He's now into the top 6. I do see the AlphaTauri starting to bridge a little gap as Bad Boy picks up another 3 seconds. 6 seconds in total now for Bad Boy. He is the quickest driver on track right now, there is no doubt about that. But he's also the driver, and the only driver, with penalties as well. Not ideal for him, but he's still looking quick and very much racy round here. Speaking of which, the 2 AlphaTauris were looking at it, and there's still no moves. What about Merck? And there you go, down the inside goes Bad Boy on opportunistic move there on Merck, and he gets the overtake done. He slides out of turn number 18 as well, but I think he stays ahead, and here comes a chance for Link's piece. Well, down the inside goes Link's piece on Merck, and let's see if they give us a good view on it. They're still side by side, but I think has Link's got it done, and they're still going at it here between Link's piece and Merck goes a little bit wide. Link's piece goes through as a result. And now, Link's up into 6th place, but Bad Boy into the top 5. But again, he has 6 seconds of time penalties. Back to the AlphaTauri duo then, of Usamach and Hazer. The gap is just under 4/10 of a second, and that will just start to reel it in. I'm sure Hazer can. But whether he'll want to overtake right now will be completely up to these two. But obviously, take into account, if there's another safety car, let's say halfway through the race, these guys will really want to box straight away, and one of them will be held up if it stays like this. Further back I see Bolt taking Doug. Doug struggling a little bit now on his inters. They are 7 laps older than everyone around him. So Doug is now behind Rusted. Bolt back towards the front then. Certainly Usamach putting that little gap, but not too big at the moment, only half a second. And they're all around a half a second window on each other, all the way down to P7, that is Merck. Link's piece and Destroyer Jack trying their best, but Bad Boy again making a move, and making a move stick now on Destroyer Jack this time. And Bad Boy makes his way up into the top 4. Reminds me very much, not too long ago, I think maybe a year, or was it a year ago I think? Jarno Otmir. He was racing at the Circuit of the Americas, he went for fresh intermediate. And it was a brilliant strategy call. He ended up coming home with a win in that race, I do believe. And that was was it PSGL or WOR? Either way, it was a superb performance. It did start off, I think, did it start dry in that race? But then he went... No, it did start on the inters. I can't remember it perfectly now, but he done a brilliant strategy call either way. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of what Bad Boy is doing at this moment. And he is still continuing to close the gap now, this time towards William. And here we go again. Bad Boy will try and make the move stick before we even enter into turn 11. And here we go, round the outside on William. And now Bad Boy pushing all the way and pushing into turn 11. And through he goes onto the podium now. And Bad Boy is looking rampant here tonight. Absolutely beautiful stuff from the Haas. And next up, he's got the 2 AlphaTauris of Usamach and Hazer. Feel free if anybody does want to put a comment in the chat. I will obviously read it all out, but don't worry if you don't wish to. But anyways, Bad Boy is still having a look here at a chance now, and this time on Hazer. And he's all over the AlphaTauri. He's looking incredibly racy. And down the inside on Hazer he goes. And up into 2nd place. Hazer trying to get the move back on him. But he's not got a lot in terms of tyres to fight it. And gotta say, these intermediates, these fresher intermediates for Bad Boy are looking so much more racy than everyone else. Hazer trying to battle him back, but unable to do so. And Bad Boy up into 2nd place on his fresher intermediates now, and it's really making it a challenge for all of those drivers around him. As we drop further down towards the two Williams here, as Merck getting a little bit squirmy, you know, on the exit of turn 3, and on the run into turn 4 he's still in behind Destroyer Jack. But here we go through the few S's we go, and then on the run down into the hairpin down at turn 6, 7 and 8 effectively. But it is turn 8 for the official hairpin name. Or corner number rather. But now let's go through into Destroyer Drac. Well, actually we'll look at the front, because here comes Bad Boy again. He's going down the inside this time on Usamach. They're going side by side. Hazer is there as well. I think Usamach is staying ahead, but Hazer's looking at down the inside. I think Hazer's just lifting off a little bit, letting the pairing stay ahead, but they're all going at it here. It will allow for the likes of William to close up. Link's Peace doing brilliantly to get into the top 5 now. He was further back not too long ago, but it's now into 5th place. The two Haas are putting themselves in the picture. It's certainly Haas, AlphaTauri and Williams who look most enduring here tonight. But then you got William, who is sort of the outsider. An outside chance for him. Bad Boy not yet making a move on Usamach. I'm wondering if Usamach is thinking, I cannot let this guy through without a fight. Bad Boy now will ride over the curb as well through at turn 19, and now on the run down to turn 1, it does look like Usamach stays ahead of Bad Boy. Bad Boy's most difficult overtake here is on Usamach, the race leader. There's no doubt about that. He is finding this one a little bit more of a, well, it's just a difficult scenario for him really. Has Bad Boy got it in him to get the move done? Can Usamach continue to defend with exquisitency? As here we go, and there's a dive down the inside from Bad Boy, but again Usamach fights it back, still side by side, and we can go on board even better with Hazer, because he's going to have a look as well. He will go round the outside of his teammate Usamach, and here comes Hazer, and he's trying to attack on Bad Boy. He's going to have to go for it. Bad Boy defends on the inside line, Hazer goes to the outside line. It looks like Bad Boy's got to move unless a switchback is in the reins here for Hazer. Has he got a switchback? I don't think he has. He was close, but the grip just was not there. And Bad Boy does now have the race lead, but is allowing everybody behind to catch up. The top 8 drivers all in 1 second window. I know obviously you do not get DRS now due to the weather conditions, but the top 8 are very close to each other. Now down towards the Williams, as Merck, I think, is going to get a move on his teammate Destroyer Drac, and also further up the field, Bad Boy and Hazer still going at it here. And on the run down into turn 17, who was ahead? It looks like it is still Bad Boy. Ooh, Hazer's having a real go at him though. So Usamach's done the best job in defending, but Hazer's really trying to attack Bad Boy here tonight. Has he got it down into the inside into turn 1? Not quite. Bad Boy stays into the race lead, and Destroyer Jack goes into the pit lane. So I'm not saying it's an early stop, but a 2-stop strategy it must be for Destroyer Jack if he's pitting this early. And onto the fresh intermediates goes Destroyer Jack. He was in this group for the top 8 as well. So Russell Bolt now is about a second behind. He is going to have to try and close that gap up, because obviously he was also in the train, as was Drac. So we'll just try and keep a watch, and let's try and get the gap to the leader on for you, just to keep, well, watch out for Destroyer Drac's times, and see if he is gaining on the top drivers here. So we'll stick in this battle with Hazer still going at it, and he's going to go down the inside on Bad Boy. And they're going side by side. Bad Boy just sticking on track for the moment. And he edges ahead again of the AlphaTauri. And a bit slidey. And it allows for Hazer to go round the outside. Are they going too wide? No. They've gone too wide. That is absolutely unbelievable. How have they managed to go too wide? Okay, they've reeled in everybody behind them. But they have literally gone too wide through at the chicane at turns 14 and 15. That is not something you see every day. That is a rarity, and that is Bad Boy and Hazer going at it, and I've got to say, absolutely brilliant. Very much the opposite of what we saw a couple of weeks ago in the international tier, where there was a collision between them. And further down, what's going on here? Well, Link's piece is going into the pit and getting rid of his inters. Maybe a front wing change. But something must have happened there with the likes of William, Merck, and Lynx, I do envision. Have those three had some form of contact? Or were they going three wide? That is the next question. Usamatch is out. It's in the pit lane. Usamatch has retired. It must have involved Usamatch as well. And Usamatch has decided he is retiring in the pit lane. So we've lost an AlphaTauri. He was the other driver involved in whatever sort of incident it must have been. And now he is out of this race, unfortunately. Destroyer Drac continuing to close the gap, but he's now got late bloomer. And this will not help him close the gap. He needs to get an overtake, and I think, yeah, he was always going to go for that move, to be fair to him. And there you go. Destroyer Drac now up into 9th place. He needs to get a move on. He cannot afford these guys like Bad Boy and Hazer to get an overcut on him. An overcut will not be helpful for Destroyer Drac here. So, but Link's piece also in the pits, but it's now 7 seconds behind Destroyer Drac. That is an immense difference. I didn't quite know if Link's piece opted to change his wing as well. We have a look on this footage if he's still got his wing intact. It does look like it as far as we can see. He still has his wing fully intact. So it looks like if he needed to change it, it looks like he did. If he didn't need to change it, then he's just lost a lot of time to destroy a Drac, and I'm not sure how he's managed to lose 7 seconds effectively, but that's what he's done. Into the pit goes Merck, and the Williams has also had enough of his tyres. It's an interesting way he's out compared to Destroyer Drac. So first we'll go on board with Destroyer Drac and just see the gap between him and his teammate. And he is miles ahead of his teammate Merck, who's not even got out yet. Wait, is that a slow stop for Merck? He is just ahead of Doug. Is that a change of front wing? I need to check this. Yeah, front wing change for Merck, front wing change for Lynx, and Usamatch needed 2 as well, so there was clearly front wing damages going on. Something happened on the run through into turn 17 for these drivers. I'm not sure what exactly occurred, but I'm imagining somebody may have broken a little bit late. We'll find out obviously who did that. Right, back to the action at the front then with Bad Boy and Hazer. And these are the two that will be delighted that they avoided anything further behind. Hazer will be a little bit gutted that he lost his teammate, however, because he was certainly useful for him in his battle with Bad Boy, and it also meant that the likes of Bolt, William, Drac, Lynx and Merck were all in the picture as well for a potential win or podium at least. And here comes Hazer now around the outside into turn 17. They do not want to cost each other time here. And they're still going side by side, but I think Bad Boy is still ahead. I've got to say, Hazer's done a brilliant job. 7 laps older on his intermediate tyres, and he's still going at it with Bad Boy here tonight. Bad Boy done brilliantly to get through the field, but Hazer has done an expert job keeping his tyres under control, as Rusted Bolt now sets the fastest lap of the race. How long will that last with the likes of Destroyer Drac, Lynx piece as well, pushing on further behind? See, yes, Lynx going to get it. Yep, Lynx does get it. 41.216 for Lynx piece then. And he's on the fresh tyres as well. Going to stick with this because I don't believe there's any battles going on further behind. Not as far as I can see. So we'll stick with it. Prezi now goes into the pits. He's getting rid of his intermediate tyres, going for a little bit of an undercut on those drivers who he was battling with. And particularly, I think Lake Bloomer is one who he'll have a look at. And Bad Boy is starting to bridge a little gap now at 9/10 of a second on Hazer. It wouldn't surprise me if Hazer opted to pit now, but the issue is Bad Boy, surely he's only going to pit one more time. I mean, unless there's a safety car, surely only one more stop is necessary for Bad Boy here tonight. And if that's the case, then I don't know how Hazer can stick with him. He's losing time already. We'll see what the 2 stoppers can do, but again, in the rain, you want that track position. But then again, Bad Boy has shown otherwise. You don't necessarily need track position to get a great result here. Going to check on this battle between Bloomer and Lynx. I'm going to move away now from the gap to the leader, so we'll go with the interval again. And Destroyer Drac was about 18 seconds behind Bad Boy. And into the pits goes Hazer. So this is a big pit stop, and also Lynx Piece taking late Bloomer now down the inside. And into the top 8 goes Lynx Piece. Now, I'm going to check on again with Destroyer Drac and compare him with Hazer on this occasion. It looks like Drac, again, Destroyer Drac is clear of Hazer, but by how much of a gap? Hazer out of the pits, he sees Destroyer Drac is well within sight, and Hazer is not too far behind, you know. He's about 2 seconds or so. That will slowly increase, but he's getting it back now. 2.1 seconds between Drac and Hazer. Drac is on 4-lap holder intermediate tyres. But the undercut has certainly worked for Destroyer Drac at this moment. But we need to see if Hazer can get those tyres up to temperature, and will close the gap up again towards Destroyer Drac. So apart from that, there are no battles at this moment, but I'm expecting one battle to be a formality, and it should be between Merc and Late Bloomer. Doug not too far behind as well. So we'll stick with Merc then, because he will, I think, be the next driver to make an overtake. Unless somebody makes a bad mistake, of course. Then yes, anything can happen. But I think Merc will be the next driver. And I think that move will be beyond this chicane here. He will definitely not go for it here. And he will stay in behind the Red Bull before you enter into turn 16. And now he will push for position and use up his battery, and into turn 17, surely. This is a formality, and yes, it is. Merc does get the move done. 10 laps, fresher tyres. It was inevitable he would make the move, and he does indeed complete the move. And up into 9th place then goes Merc. Still some 3 seconds behind Lynx Piece, and only 1 lap fresher tyres though. So Merc obviously left it a lap too long for his pit stop, you know. So we're now on with Hazer, who is closing the gap up towards Drac. 1.1 second at the moment. And it does seem like a 2-stop strategy for the majority of drivers here. The only one who at the moment could be still trying a 1-stopper, maybe William. He's done 20 laps on his inters, and he is in P3. Will the Alpine just decide, yep, I'm going to do a 1-stopper to the end? I mean, at the moment, you could argue he may as well try it. He's not got the greatest of gaps to those behind him, but if he's ever going to try a 1-stopper, then he could just risk it here. And obviously, again, safety cars can happen at any moment in the race. You never know. Also interested, how many people have severely underfueled around here? Has anybody? I mean, I'm going to try and check if I can on the lights. They won't give us the clearest of insights into who exactly. No, I'll leave it at that. But it is an interesting question. Bad Boy into the pits then. So he's obviously trying to cover off Hazer somewhat. But he's only managed 14 laps. Oh, he's changing his front wing! Your former race leader, Bad Boy, has to change his wing. And he's so far behind Hazer now, who will be delighted. Merc sets the fast lap of a 1:40.5. And Merc is also ahead of Bad Boy. And Bad Boy, you may come out behind Bloomer and Doug here. It's incredible. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And Bad Boy has shown it. He looked in a great position, or great position rather, throughout such an incredible amount of time in this race. And he's lost so much time now. So he is, let's have a look at the gap to the leader. He's 20 seconds away from Bolt. Bolt still needs to pit. So the main person who we're looking at really is the battle between Drac and Hazer. And they are about 8 seconds ahead of Bad Boy, who has just pitted for fresh inters. His front wing change would have cost him about 5 seconds. So right now, he should really be around Merc, but he's a few seconds adrift. Back to the interval, and we'll stick with this. DD Friend, Destroyer Drac, and Hazer. This could get a little bit tasty. DD Friend on the older tyres. Hazer on the baby tyres, effectively closing in that gap on Drac. But Drac is closing the gap on DD Friend. Would it be a three-way battle into turn 17, or will one of the drivers go for it? They're all going to go for it here. Drac settles in behind, but I know one man... Oh, Hazer's not going for the overtake. I was expecting Hazer to go for the overtake, but he doesn't. He stays in behind. I mean, and there you go. That's the responsible driving that we have been seeing from Hazer over the course of Season 6. Very, very impressive. And now down the inside goes Destroyer Drac on DD Friend. Has he got the move done? Yes, he has. They're still going side by side, though. Was there a little bit of contact? Maybe. I'm not too sure if there was. But Hazer now gets to move on DD Friend as a result of DD Friend's maybe a little mistake potentially when going side by side with Destroyer Drac. Again, I didn't quite see if there was contact between the pairing, but Destroyer Drac up to P4, Hazer up to P5, and Hazer on the quicker tyres of the duo now. And then also further back, you've got Link's Peace now all over DD Friend, and he's already making his move. And through goes a Haas now on the run through into turn 11, and Link's Peace up into the top 6, and also Hazer now getting a move on Drac. Not wasting any time there, Hazer, and up into the top 4. Very narrow line though. This will give Destroyer Drac a little bit of a chance, and he's trying to pull alongside, he couldn't quite do it. Tricky conditions, and there was not a chance for Drac there. So Hazer up into 4th position on the freshest tyres of any driver in the top 8. Only Bad Boy in P9 has fresher tyres than Hazer right now. I've got to say Bad Boy is... I mean, whatever happened there, it was a big error. Here comes Merklo flying through, and he will surely take the place of DD Friend. They're still going side by side. DD Friend certainly not letting this one go without a fight, and they're still going at it, and it looks like Merc has just edged clear now, and Bad Boy drops in behind. Brewdog gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not brilliant from him. Again, it could be a one-stopper for him, certainly looking like it will be. Surely it's a one-stopper. And there you go, DD Friend now has a Bad Boy for company. And I do envision Bad Boy shouldn't be taking too long to get this move done. Just going to have to stay behind. Oh no, that's going to be a penalty for that. That will be a penalty for Bad Boy for that one. That's no doubt about that. I don't even think he'll complain about that, to be fair. I think he knows he's going to get a penalty for that incident. So, there you go. If anybody wishes to clip that. Then again, to be fair, I could probably just do a clip like that. Alright, come on clip, hurry up, there you go. And there you go. So I've clipped it. It's a bit easier because I've got my phone in a good place where I can actually sort things out a bit easier for me. So I'm just going to quickly do this. I'm going to still watch the action, but I'm hoping there's no battles coming on. Oh, why is everybody battling for? We're going to go down towards Doug. He's battling now with Late Bloomer. And he's going to try and get himself up into 8th place. Give me some time to get this done. Fingers crossed they do. Yeah, that's all fine. Right, back to it here, and I think Doug will make this move here now. Surely he's going to make the overtake stick. And it's still behind him. He's not even making this overtake. Into the pits came Rusted Bolt. Doug, 10 lap fresher intermediate tyres. Brewdog right behind them has the freshest inters of all the drivers on track, in fact, apart from Rusted Bolt now, who is up a few places. But they're all going to be pushing here for this position. No doubt about that. Where are they all going at the front? Well, I feel a bit sorry for William because I know he's probably trying to one-stopper. It's not going to work for him because he has already been caught up by Hazer. So this one-stop strategy for William not working. There you go, and there's a move being made, and it is Doug trying it on Bloomer again, failing on Bloomer again, and here comes Brewdog, who's battling with Doug himself and getting the move done on the run through to turn 9. A brilliant move from him. And Brewdog now does a double overtake because he takes the place of Bloomer as well. And what Doug could not do within the previous lap is what Brewdog has done within a lap. And Brewdog up into the top 8 now. Doug has to get this move done on late Bloomer. Has to get a move done. He doesn't want to get a penalty though. I know that. Oh, that's getting close, isn't it? Bloomer just defending it really well though. He's really having to watch out for this one. Going to be using the battery, but unfortunately for Doug's perspective, he does not have a lot of battery. But here he goes. He's going to switch to the inside line. Hazer has taken the race lead, but here comes Doug on Bloomer and down the inside into turn 17. I think he's edged ahead. Maybe a little bit of contact, nothing major though from late Bloomer, and through goes Doug and into P9. I think DD Friend would have had to change his front wing as well for that one, so he's now down to P12. But yeah, Hazer got the move on William then, and Hazer 6-lap old intermediate tyres. He could technically run them to the end, but I do think he's going to box again. And it looks like it could be another victory in UFRL this season for Hazer, who has made a very impressive he's made a very impressive return to league racing here in UFRL, I've got to say. I mean, how many wins has he got this season? He must have a good, I'm going to say about 4 maybe. I might be completely wrong, but I'm going to say about 4 wins. As Bad Boy gets to 3 seconds. How many penalties does he have? 9 seconds in total for Bad Boy, 5 seconds for Brewdog. Brewdog can serve his penalty in the pits. Bad Boy cannot serve any of his penalties in the pits. Bad Boy's race is pretty much in the mud, with a likely penalty coming his way for that incident with DD Friend as well. Right, just sticking with this. They're all really going slowly down into turn 17. Between Merc, Bad Boy, Lynx as well. They're all pushing for position here. And into the pits now goes William. 27 laps out of 57. He was going slow. He was struggling for his overall pace. And Bolt now at 40.518. Fastest lap of the race. The Alfa Romeo is trying to close this gap. And I think he will be able to, you know. He's got much fresher tyres in comparison. Particularly to Lynx and Merc, and also Destroyer Drac. Bad Boy's the one who you're looking at can overtake. Where is William? And William's, to be fair, 7th place. He is not that far behind. He is not far behind, but one man who's certainly not far behind is Bad Boy, who is tracking down Merc. Not got a lot of battery here, the Haas. And will he go for the move down the inside or outside? I think he's going to have a look down the inside. He will go for the move, will he? Does look like he's going to try and go for the move, but he doesn't get the move done, and Merc stays ahead and into 4th place. But Bad Boy still trying to fight this one back. But again, he just has a slot in behind Merc and remaining in 5th place. But again, I do anticipate a penalty will be incoming for Bad Boy anyway. So even if you lose a place, say late on to Bad Boy, you're probably going to get it back. Not just as time penalties, but also the fact that you will likely take a grid penalty as well come the end of the race. So yeah, Bad Boy not really in contention to win, if we're completely honest. I mean, even if we take away the incident he had with DD Friend, the fact that he's got 9 seconds of penalties, no chance is he taking a win. Surely. Not even on track. I can't see him winning on track. He's done a brilliant comeback performance, but with the time penalties and grid penalty that he'll surely get. But he's going to go for the move here on Merc anyway. Merc again defending it very nicely and staying in the top 4. So Merc just keeping Bad Boy at arm's length here. And William further behind is about 9.3 seconds further back. And again, he is obviously on fresh tyres. But is he going to try and go to the end? Or late Bloomer? Oh, it's in the pit lane. It's in the pit lane. Don't worry. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pit lane DNF for late Bloomer. What about Prezi at the moment? He's also in the pit. And a side-by-side battle going on here between Bad Boy and Merck, and has he got the move done? Yes, he has. As Prezi also opts to retire in the pit, and Bad Boy gets the move done on Merck and into the top 4 now, with his 9 seconds of time penalties. I did think though when Bad Boy came up behind DD Friend, he was just going to take his time a little bit. I was kind of expecting that. I thought he was like, yeah, you know what, I know this guy's going a little bit slowly, but that's not because of DD Friend, that's because his tyres were just messed up. So I was kind of hoping I'd see Bad Boy just take his time a little bit, know he can get a move done down into turns 7 and 8. That would have been a good chance there. Oh, what's happened there? Bad Boy again. Another mistake from the Haas. He almost run into his teammate Lynx. I certainly think Bad Boy needs to practice Miami instead of going into yours and Sirly's lobbies, you know. Certainly needs to practice Miami in the rain. I mean, look, there's me saying that, but Vegas in the rain is not it for me. But yeah, Miami in the rain has not been it for Bad Boy. It's fair to suggest that. Hazer into the pits now. He's going for fresh intermediates again. That's a little bit soon, is it not? Hang on, is he? Don't tell me he's got damage. He's not got damage. Or has he? Oh, he had damage! Hazer had damage. There you go, he's down to P9 with the front wing change. Not great news for him. And now, he's got Doug up ahead. He's on fresh tyres, but can he go the entire stint as Doug is like, no, I am not fighting that one. Doug just giving Hazer a little free pass, basically. But there you go, wow. It's about time Doug gives a free pass to anyone. No, I'm joking. Hazer up into 8th place, though. Right, back up to the front. But yeah, Hazer, is he going to try and go to the end now on those tyres? Best of luck to him if that's what he's doing, because there are so many drivers up ahead who are going to pit again, but they're only on a few laps fresher tyres, or well, older tyres rather than Hazer. Back to it here, and here comes Link's piece round the outside on Destroyer Drac. We can get a good view from Bad Boy here. That's Bad Boy really trying. He's getting all over on the curb. He's getting really, really challenging for him. But back towards the front too with Drac and Link's piece. And here comes a chance. Would he go in or outside? Drac trying to defend it. And I think into turn 1 it will stay 1, 2 and 3 for Drac, Links and Bad Boy. The 2 has still there. But again, it looks likely that Bad Boy will probably incur a grid penalty later on for the incident that he had with DD Friend. But so I imagine that could be a few places quite easily. For the fact that DD Friend, I do believe, did he have to change his front wing as well? Well, I know he dropped to the back. I might be able to confirm if he did change his front wing. If I ever get a chance to pause the game again, then I will try and check if DD Friend changed it. I think he did, I swear. Oh, yellow flags? That might be a chance. DD Friend. And that is definitely another change of front wing for him. Bad Boy goes down the inside on Link's piece though. And just as we thought Lynx was going to get a move on Drac, Bad Boy gets the move on his teammate. And Bad Boy is up into 2nd place and tracking down Destroyer Drac. And now through the chicane they go. And on the exit of turn 16, this will be a chance, a glorious chance for Bad Boy to take the lead of the race. He hasn't been leading for quite a few laps now, since he had to change his front wing off his own. But Bad Boy has got the move on Drac here, and on the run through into turn 17, going at it as well as Link's piece. And he's not quite getting his teammate, but he does get Drac as well, and up into 2nd place. In the rain, Drac being overtaken by both Haas drivers. And now it's P1 Bad Boy, P2 Lynx, P3 Drac, and P4 Merc, plus P5 Bolt, who gets another fast lap of 140.253. And Russell's Bolt looking very racy indeed. Just want to check this very quickly. Where is it? It wouldn't have been too long ago. Yep, DD Friend, I can confirm, did have to change his front wing for that incident with Bad Boy earlier in the race. Not too long ago now. And also DD Friend, 5 laps on his inters. He did pit, didn't he? He did pit. Just now. So he's got no fresh intermediates left, bless him. He was not open for an intermediate race, was he? Right, Russell Bolt certainly is definitely looking pacey at the moment and getting the move on Merck. Much fresher tyres and down it on a Merck and down it on a Drac. And is he looking at a third driver? No, he's not. But it's a double overtake on the two Williams from Rusted Bolt. He goes from P5 to P3 and onto the podium he goes. As Drac and Merck are getting close as well. Merck 2 laps fresher tyres. But these two have got the worst tyres apart from Lynx of the top 5. But look at Bad Boy and Russell Bolt. They are looking healthy, particularly Bolt. It's almost like he's come from nowhere to be on the freshest tyres off the top 5. And also no penalties as Merck takes the place of Destroyer Drac now. But there you go. Russell Bolt is looking like he's in a fantastic position here to come home with a potential win. I really need to check. I don't know if anybody's able to check themselves. When did Bolt last win a race in the 100% tier? And again, when did he last win a race full stop? Has he won a race this season? If he did, it would have been... Did he win at Jeddah? That was Hazel though. So no, he didn't win at Jeddah. Unless he won round 1 potentially. It's been a long time though since Bolt has won a race, and this is his chance to come home with that. But Bad Boy now is running away from his teammate. Lynx is almost doing a defensive job for his teammate, you've got to say. That's a penalty situation for you, and a pit stop situation as well. 3 stops for Brewdog and DD Friend, 2 stops for Bad Boy and Bolt, only 1 stop for everyone else, 2 stops also for Hazer. Back down towards Merck. I'd be very surprised if he is able to challenge Bolt though, but with 7 laps older tyres. But then that just shows that Merck has got some pace here. Bolt certainly does, and Bolt is closing up on Lynx piece here through the chicane now and into turn 16, and on the exit is Bolt going to go for an overtake because he knows he's just losing time towards Bad Boy. I think he's going to push on for it, and here we go on the run down into turn 17 now. Bolt goes through, and Bolt is into the top 2, and at the moment he is your net race leader, taking into account Bad Boy's 9 seconds of time penalties. And there you go, brilliant there from Bolt. And now he is likely to go for the win, but Lynx Piece into the pits. There you go, didn't like that overtake at all because he's straight into the pits. And we'll go for a final set of inters. So we've done 16 laps on his current set. He's going to do 24 laps on his final set of intermediates. 24 laps. That's quite a significant difference to what he just did. That's 8 laps more that he's got to do for Lynx Piece. Be interesting. A very big undercut. We've seen with the 2 Williams in particular, the undercut has not worked too well. It seems like the overcut is the way to do things. But then you want to time your overcut right. You do not want to leave it too late. Cough, cough, William has probably left it too late. Everybody else, well, particularly, I think Bad Boy has timed it quite right. Bolt has definitely timed it right. I was surprised there with Lynx pitting lat earlier. I think that may be a mistake in the end. He might come out quite a few seconds ahead if these guys aren't boxing straight away. But this will not be easy for him later in the race. He will struggle. But if these guys go straight in the pits only 1 lap later, then it is pretty much advantage Lynx. These guys, Bad Boy, Bolt, Merck and Jack, particularly the 2 Williams and Bolt, they need to go with something quite different. I think they need to go for a few laps longer. Because unless they really just want to try and stick with Lynx as well as possible, then they have to do it this lap. Let's see what they do. Bad Boy stays on. That's just Bolt. What about Merck and Drac? And they go into the pits, goes Destroyer Drac, so he's the one who decides he wants to try and stick with Lynx if he can. Best of luck to him, because Lynx is already going through the hairpin at turn 17. So for me, no chance there. Lynx is going to make the move, and he's going to be well clear of Destroyer Drac. And here we go, onto the line. Through to turn 1 now, Lynx Piece. And on his fresh intermediate tyres, he is a landslide ahead of Destroyer Drac. And that's the big difference for you. Destroyer Drac is so far behind Link's Peace now. If we have a look there, as you can see, it is about 6 seconds separating Lynx in P6 and Destroyer Drac in P8. It's a big gap. So if you want to be anywhere near Link's Peace come the end of the race, you need to do the overcut. And it does seem like you need to do quite a big overcut. You know, one man who could play a big part in this, it could be William. I don't know if he knows exactly what's going on, but he could be the one driver. Maybe Hazer. There's a couple of guys in there who could stop Link's Peace from running away with this if they want to defend against a Hash driver. Makes things very interesting. No battles, but it's all down to strategy, and that's what we kind of want from the 100% tier. Yes, we want battles, do not get me wrong, and there will be battles come the end of the race. Once everyone goes for their pit stops, there will be battles, no doubt about it. So the question mark now will be who wins. Well, Bad Boy's going for his pit stop. Don't speed into it. Nope, good stuff. So it will be a final set of intermediates to come on for Bad Boy. We have a look here. Link's Peace is not close, you know. And Bad Boy is out well ahead of his teammate. Link's Peace now, well, out of nowhere. I don't know what exactly is going to happen with this race, because I wasn't expecting Bad Boy to come out that far clear of Link's. It's about 2 seconds. I know you're probably thinking it's only 2 seconds. But Bad Boy's on 2 laps fresher tyres as well. He's not going to win, don't get me wrong, he's not going to win. First of all with the time penalty, secondly with the likely grid penalty that he'll get. But 2 second gap with a 2 lap advantage on his tyres. As now William is ahead of Merc. William is on 9 laps fresher tyres as well. Merc clearly feeling the effects of his inters dying away. Is it too soon to go in the pits for a final set of inters? I mean, you're going to have to do like 22 laps in total. I think some drivers have kind of underestimated just how bad these tyres will feel later in their stint. And I think Link's Peace is going to be one man who will just struggle at the end of this race. Surely he's gone in too early. He's going to try and do what, 24 laps on his set of inters. That is a challenge. We'll see how well we can do it. Further down, Destroyer Drac and Brewdog are running into turn 17 side by side. Oh, and the game has disconnected Destroyer Drac. Well, that is not very beneficial. He literally just overtook, and how unfortunate. Right at the time you overtake, and boom, the game was like, nope, I'm disconnecting you. But yeah, he's still ahead of Brewdog. I don't know how he's still ahead of Brewdog. I don't know if Brewdog let him back through or what, but there you go. He's definitely disconnected. I'm gonna have to wait for him to say anything in the in here. If he wants another invite. I did send him one, but I know sometimes. Oh, whoa. Okay, don't worry. Sorry, I thought it was the other way around for me. I thought Jack had joined, and all of a sudden he's going for a move, and I was like, whoa, okay. But it's the other way around. Brewdog is just like, nah, I'm not staying behind this AI. Whew. He did not want to stay behind him, did he? Obviously, with it being a ghosted AI, you suppose you can kind of do that. I will send Drac another invite just in case the first one didn't go through, and I don't know. Where's just? Oh, he's not online. That's not him, is it? Error 404. That's not him, is it? That's not Destroyer Drac, is it? I've got somebody literally called Error 404, which I did not have before. That could be Destroyer Drac, you know. I don't even know if I should be inviting them, because I don't know if it's Drac. That's a bit of a problem. I don't know what to do. If it's Drac, then yes, I'll invite. But if it's not, then I can't just invite them when I don't know who it exactly is. But I think it might be... Oh! Bad Boy's out! Well... Ah, Steamer's crashed. Wow. Is that the reason why Bad Boy is out as well? I love how Brewdog passes his car and it doesn't even let us see it. Doug's in the pit and he's going for fresh enters. I do think now is the time to pit. If you're going to go for fresh enters, now is the time. This will make things very intriguing. Let's see what happens, because I think the majority will box. I want to see what tyres Diddy Friend... I mean, he's going to go for inters, obviously, but I'm more thinking in my mind... how old would his intermediates be? I'm really hoping for him that they're fresh, but I don't know if they will be. I was changing his front wing as well. How old? Oh, they're only 1 lap old. That's not too bad. Doug's got... Oh, Douglas. Douglas got a 3-second time penalty. You're in. You're in. Are you in the car? Is that you? No, you're not. Wait there. Send you an invite. Oh, there you go. Error 404 is still online. Okay. I don't know who they are. There you go. Hopefully you should be able to get in. Your, under the safety car, your AI did not pit. So you're still on 3 lap old inters. But you are ahead of Doug. If that's a good thing or not, I don't know. But there you go. Rusted Bolton, fresh inters. And he, maybe, all this will be close. Because Lynx is coming. And I say that in a really bad way, didn't I? But he is getting ahead, I think. Lynx P. So is he? Oh, this is close. Yeah, he is. Just about. Lynx really wanted to be P1 there, didn't he? So now it is Lynx ahead of Rusted Bolt. Appeal denied. Appeal is denied. No, I'm joking. Yeah, appeal, whatever. Yeah. Wait, what penalty did you even... Did you not get a 30 seconds? Yeah, you got a 30 seconds. Delta? How can a Delta... Wait, what? Because if you're in the red under the Delta for like 15 seconds, I believe it is, you'll just end up getting a drive-through penalty, so it's not to do with that, obviously. I'm a little bit confused as to what you will be appealing, but that'll be very interesting to find out anyways. Because obviously you would normally get a drive-through penalty for any issues with the Delta. Don't normally ever see a 30-second penalty. Was that for multiple as well? Multiple warnings. Let's just check. This is a long list, right? And not actually too long. Yeah, multiple warnings. Okay, well, make sure you clip the race director come the end of the race. And also, please ensure that you don't get another warning, basically. Because otherwise they won't be able to take it off. So, no more warnings. And clip the race director screen come the end of the race. And then send in your appeal that way. Just so then you've got all the evidence and you can say, yeah, I didn't do anything else wrong. Only to end up keeping the 3-second penalty anyway. That'll be interesting. But it'll be funny, you get all the evidence in and boom. This appeal, this denied. Oh, that's such a Douglas thing, innit? He'll definitely keep that penalty. No. Oh, so Destroyer Jack has opted to box as well. At least the game's going to be nice and allow DD Friend to maybe catch up. Destroyer Jack, fresh. Oh! I was saying fresh enters. They don't look very fresh to me. He should have just stayed on his normal. Wow, no. Oh, this is awful. This is absolutely awful for Jack. He's on 15 lap old intermediate tyres because he had no fresh ones available to him. How many inters do you get for a race? Do you get 3 fresh tyres? I think it is 3. The fact he's had 3 and he's used all of them up. But this is when the game, for me, there is a way the game can be better with telling you. They need to tell you how many laps old your tyres are. They just have to tell you it. Like, they can't just decide, oh, you're going to go on to used tyres. Because nobody cares. If they're 1 lap old used tyres, you're not looking at it thinking, oh my god, that's awful. But if they tell you, oh, these are 20 laps old, you're looking at it thinking, well, I'm not using them. So the game will be better if they did do that. Because now, what's Jack going to do? He's got to hope that a safety car stays out. It could, because DD Friend is still further behind. And it's still not been called in yet. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the safety car does not get called in until the next lap. We can get about 17 laps of racing still. DD Friend is still not caught up, so it doesn't look like it's going to stay. So we're going to get another lap, and this is exactly what Jack would have wanted. He will be delighted about this. He might lose a place to DD Friend, that will be quite close. But now there is no doubt Jack has to box. There you go. So he'll go back onto back onto the inters. Oh, Doug's by what? Doug boxed as well. Why? No, I'm genuinely interested. Why? Why is? At least he's got a fresh inters. Thank God. No! 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 What? How can the game do this? 18 laps inters for Jack. He literally had like 3 lap inters a couple of laps ago. Why? What? Game, come on. That makes absolutely no sense. The game has decided for Destroyer Jack. He was on like 3 lap old intermediates only a few laps ago because his AI was on them. He pitted first time for 15 lap old inters. And now he pits again for 18 lap old inters because the game does not want to give him the fresher set. That is ridiculous. Like, honestly, what? What are we doing here, EA? What are we doing here? How can you do that? Surely EA have to give you the freshest tyres available. Why are they giving him 18 laps? They're literally giving him the oldest tyres. Not even the newest or the freshest. They're giving him the oldest tyres he has. Like, what? EA, come on. It's not difficult to sort something like that out, surely. Then again, it's EA, you never know. For them, it might take them about 10 years just to get one thing sorted out. Without breaking it, obviously. 10 years. Because they can fix things, but they break something else. But like, how can... that makes no sense, surely. He's going to have to box again. And hope and pray that it gives him the fresher set of intermediates. Honestly, game. That is appalling. I feel so sorry for Jack right now. That's one of the times where you just feel like you want to throw your TV out the window. Like, honestly, what? That is just unfair. Anyways, back to the action. Again, I feel so sorry for Jack. But we'll go to it at the front. Lynx and Bolt running away. It wouldn't shock me if Jack goes into the pits. And he's staying out. Okay, interesting. I mean, his tyres are dead. How he's staying out, I do not know. He's now being overtaken by both. I think he's actually letting them both through because he knows. Right, Lynx P still leading, but Destroyer Jack is done, really. He is done, unfortunately. Yeah, I've never known a game to do anything like that. That is shocking. At least give them the freshest tyres, though. Like... And the fact is, that could happen to anybody. Not just Drac or anyone. It could happen to any driver. Imagine in esports that happened where they gave you the oldest tyres instead of the newest. Like, what? Like, if you had 2 sets of mediums and let's say you used them both, and one set you used for 2 laps, the other set you used for 10 laps, they had a safety car. And again, I don't know if they have safety cars in esports, but... And then they decide, actually no, we're gonna box you for 10 lap old mediums instead of a 2 laps. Doesn't make sense, does it? That's literally what they've done with Jack. Right, So Bolt has much superior tyres to Lynx, but does he have the racecraft to go with it? Normally he does, to be fair. But this is going to be a long sprint to the end. I say a long sprint because it's 16 laps still. And no moves are being made on a straight into turn 17. Although Merck having a go at William. And he's got the move done. I didn't expect that to go, but then William is just staying ahead. These two really going at it. Into turn 17. I didn't expect Merck to go for the move, but he did as Hazer gets the fastest lap. It's a 140.165 for the man occupying P5. Destroyer Jack staying out again. Maybe hoping for another safety car. Wouldn't surprise me. And Hazer now. Ooh, that was Merck, sorry, not Hazer. Wow. Let's go on board with Hazer, who is pretty much a similar distance away, and he's going to have to go for the move on Merck. And he's got the move on Merck. It was a beautifully pictured overtake from Hazer, but here comes Merck, who has got the acceleration and the drive out of turn number 8. And he's pulling alongside Hazer, and he's going to go for the move. Hazer looking for a move on William as well. It could be a three-way battle. William defending out wide, but through goes Hazer down the inside of Merck. Merck tries to keep ahead and fighting it back, and they're still going at it side by side between Hazer and Merck. Who is ahead? It is just about Hazer. Merck just losing out to the chicane, but Hazer gets a 3-second penalty. Drama on lap 42. Hazer got the move on Merck, but he picks up a 3-second penalty to boot. And although he's up to P4, turn 14-15 was not his best friend. And now Merck is going to have another run at him. And he knows he's going to have to try and go for the move. Hazer defending down the inside line. Merck going for the move down the outside. And has he got the move done around the outside? He still wants to go for it. Is he into the wall slightly? There's only damage on his car. It doesn't look like there's damages on his car, but it looked like he may have gone into the wall ever so slightly there. Oh, he'll be very lucky not to have picked up damages on that. I can't be absolutely certain what exactly happened, but it did look like he may have made some contact with the wall potentially. Fingers crossed he didn't, of course. We'll see later on, I suppose, whatever happened there. Back to... Actually, we'll go back towards Doug, who's trying to take the place of Brewdog. He's got a couple of laps fresher tyres here, Doug. He's definitely got the grip as well, out of turn 8. So this will be a big chance for Douglas to go for the move, and I think... Well, he's actually not too close after all. We'll go further up then towards William. Again, William just slotting in behind Bolt. Link's pace, it's got a little bit of a gap now, 0.8 of a second, even though he's on the oldest tyres. Apart from Jack, obviously. See, DD Friend also struggling to keep pace in that Red Bull, but he's a few laps older than everyone else, apart from Lynx and Jack. So we've got about 14 laps of racing remaining here. And it is a battle for the podium, but it looks like Lynx, Bolt and William are the favourites for it. But who are the favourites for the win? That's tricky to decipher. And Doug now gets the move on Brewdog around the outside. And again, a nice little neat move there, but Brewdog is going back for it. He goes for a tight line there for Brewdog. And that will be around turn 18-19. And now on the run down into turn 1, has Brewdog got the strength, and he knows his own strength. He stays ahead of Brewdog, and beyond turn 1, Brewdog is up into the top 6 with that 3-second time penalty as well. So if he gets it taken off, obviously he will stay P6, but if he doesn't get it taken off, he will drop behind Brewdog in P7. As we're going to go further up, this time towards Rusted Bolt, the top 4 getting very close together. Merck has lost some time. I do wonder if Merck did pick up some damage on that. It would not have surprised me. But now going for an attack is Hazer on William. Full pace on the podium. Although he's got another 3 seconds there as down the inside goes Hazer on William. Has he got the move? He just about does. And Hazer onto the podium. Yes, he has a 3-second penalty, but he's got the job done on William, and obviously a few laps to go on Merck. And next up for Hazer will be Rusted Bolt. They've got a lot of drivers just running in here for that slipstream. The top 4, and then you've got Merck 1.3 behind, to be fair to Merck. He is closing the gap off a little bit. And on the run through to turn 17, it's Lynx ahead of Rusted Bolt. But then Hazer and William follow through, and Merck still closing up the gap at 1 second now. So whatever time he did lose with that battle with Hazer, he's starting to close it back again, and is looking to reel in the Alpine as Hazer fastest up at 139. Was it 139.7, I'd like to say? And Didi Friend with a 3-second time penalty. And it was indeed a 139.727 for Hazer for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and Hazer going for a move on Rusted Bolt now. This means interesting because these guys, Hazer and Bolt, are fresher tyres compared to Lynx. Hazer's car control looking very neat and tidy as well. In trying to overtake Bolt, he just keep it steady through it to turn 8. And now on the run through it to turns 9 and 10 as well. A couple of the bends, and on to turn 11 now. But there's a move being made by Bolt. He's really trying to picture this one on Bolt, on Lynx piece, and it looks like he's got the move just about, and down the inside there goes Hazer. I think he's just going to have to slot in behind, and I don't know if there's a little slight contact there, but again nothing severe between Hazer and Lynx piece, and Lynx staying in P2, Hazer staying P3. But again, all of this will just allow for the likes of William and Merck to keep in close range of the top 3 pace setters here, as we're going to start lap 46 very, very soon. Lynx piece was just momentarily looking for a move back on Rusted Bolt, but since then he's lost the lead of the race. He's got the 5 laps older tyres now, Lynx piece, and next up for him to defend against will be Hazer. Of course, these two have been battling each other a fair bit this season in Tier 1, so they'll be fully aware of each other's qualities, and now they'll be going at it once more. Hazer riding over the curb and trying to take the place of Lynx piece. Is he going to go for a move here? Doesn't look like it. And Lynx just defending the position and staying clear of the AlphaTauri. When will Hazer go for a move? Is there going to be an overtaking opportunity into turn 8? Not quite. Hazer stays in behind. Lynx piece at the moment just trying to keep the AlphaTauri at bay, with Hazer obviously having a 3-second time penalty to boot, and Hazer going for an attack here, going for the offence, and getting the move on Lynx piece side by side on the run through it to turn 11. Hazer going on the inside, Lynx around the outside, and has he got the outside line good enough? He's still going at it, but Hazer pulls through, and Hazer is ahead, and it's a second place. Lynx is still there ever so slightly, but he now has to drop in behind, and Hazer is up into P2. But again, I think that 3-second penalty is really going to hinder him. He wants another UFRL win this season, but I don't think he's going to get it here. He's going to challenge himself, but it's ironically, at the moment, the one he's going to have to battle with will be his teammate Rusted Bolt in the AlphaTauri, but they're going at it again with Lynx piece down the inside on Hazer. I think Lynx has got it done. Oh, it's a beautiful cutback there from Hazer. A stupendous overtake being made. They're still side by side, still going at it on the run through to turn 1. Who will be clear side by side once more? It's Hazer versus Lynx, and Hazer pulls clear. Beautiful cutback there from Hazer. Absolutely exquisite stuff. And he stays P2 because of that move up against Lynx piece, who just went in a little bit deep, and Hazer caught him out, and Hazer back into second place. Beautiful stuff from him. William catching up certainly as well, about 0.6 of a second behind. Can he catch up to Lynx now on the fresher tyres as well in comparison to the Haas? And then you've got Merck as well. Still, he's 1.7 seconds behind. He's not really closing the gap. I still wonder if he picked up any damage with the incident with Hazer. Maybe he did. But the gap's not really increasing or decreasing from Merck to the top 4. So it wouldn't necessarily surprise me if he didn't pick up damage as well. It's tricky to say with his overall pace if he did or did not receive damages. Obviously, Merck himself will definitely know if he did. But I can't be too certain. With the pace Merck has been showing, he may have done, he may not have done. Just the fact his pace is not indicating anything too clear on whether he did receive damages. Let's see and stick with this then with William, but still all in the slipstream. At the moment, Hazer with that 3 seconds only dropped down a couple of spots. I think he will finish ahead of Merck at the moment if he just hold out and the current distances between himself, Lynx, William and Merck. So it does look like he will stay in his position off P4, which is exactly where William is at this moment in time. I was just going to mention, if anybody is watching and was not aware, because I've just had a look myself, the Tier 2 incident reports have now been posted, so if anybody is interested in having a look at them, feel free. They are all out in the incident report section. So particularly for those who are in Tier 2, or team principals as well. Any of you guys may want to have a little look at that. Anyways, let's stick with the action here. There were quite a few penalties that were going around, or certainly quite a few incidents anyways. As William just still trying to push as close as possible towards Lynx. It's been an interesting one though here at Miami, because there have been plenty of overtakes, even though it's been raining, even though it's been incredibly difficult for drivers. The fact is they've still been able to complete overtakes. A lot of them down to turn 17, which is where we're heading up to now. Some of them been into turn 8, which has been quite a favourable chance if you've been close enough. And a lot of drivers have been putting alongside to complete the move there. And also into turn 11. We've seen the odd sort of move trying to battle around turns 12, 13 and 14 as well. Don't get me wrong, but there you go. We've got about 3 great overtaking chances. Maybe it's a turn 1 as well, in all fairness. It's also a little bit of an overtaking opportunity, but certainly turns number 8, 11 and 17 have been the keenest in terms of overtakes so far that we've seen. So we're just trying to stick here with William, but Lynx Peace is losing time now towards the top 2. He's obviously not playing any team games because Bad Boy DNF'd quite a while ago, which actually brought out a safety car. So, it does make things interesting now. Lynx Peace clearly is struggling with pace against his competitors here. I still find it amazing that Destroyer Jack is still racing, and he's got 27 laps on his current intermediate tyres. I feel sorry for him. Maybe he's thinking more about the fastest lap, you know. Would be interesting if he saved all of his battery as well. But look at how close William is now on Lynx Peace. 0.6 of a second. Lynx losing a lot of time to the top 2. I think William knows he needs to get a move done, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose that 3 seconds to Hazer. And Bolt and Hazer, AlphaTauri teammate in Tier 1. So it's not like Bolt's going to try and hold up Hazer purposely. I do not imagine that. And now William is going for the move around the outside on Lynx Peace. Lynx is trying to fight it back. And who has got the move? Lynx is just edging clear. But William, rather, will go for another move. And he's going to have to go round the outside. Lynx defending the inside line into turn 1. And on lap 50, they're still going side by side now between Lynx and William. William is ahead. He has got the move done. Through turns 1, 2 and 3, William is up into 3rd place onto the podium, and he's going to have to try and track down Hazer now, who needs to be 3 seconds ahead of William. So this is going to be intriguing. Bolt and Hazer, the AlphaTauri teammates in Tier 1, obviously both want to come home with a championship this season in either Tier 1, the 100% tier, whatever it is, international tier. Will be very interesting to see what can happen here. Can will William have the pace to close the gap? Well, Lynx is going for another move, but he's just too far behind. Merck also will begin to catch up to Lynx, surely. But now William is going to try his best to run away from Lynx Peace. It's already down to this, and then Bolt and Hazer. What happens between those two? Do they just stay in single file order, 1 and 2? Or does Bolt maybe think Hazer can go ahead? But then Bolt will still want to win this race. He knows Hazer's got that time penalty, but he still wants to win, Bolt. As does Hazer, of course. They all want to win. They all want to try and win this race, but I think Bolt, he might allow Hazer through. But then at the same time, got to factor in this season, quite a few appeals have been going through for the 3 seconds. Therefore, if somebody's got a 3-second penalty around you, you might think in your mind, well, they might appeal it and it might be overturned. So, do you genuinely want to let them through as a result? Probably not, really, if you think about it that way. But anyways, into the pits goes WBA Brewdog, and out of the race goes WBA Brewdog. Not sure why exactly, maybe a little bit of frustration. Not quite having the pace he would have liked. So currently DD friend Doug, Destroyer Drac still in the race, and Drac now will make a move up into P8 ahead of Brewdog as well. Sticking on with this trio now, William, Lynx and Merck, all battling for a place on the podium, but it does not look like... Oh no, Bolt's round! Bolt is round! Unbelievable! He is round on lap 51. He's got a 3... that is an unfair 50. Surely that's an unfair 3-second penalty. Again, similar with us as Bolt with what Doug just did. I hope he's going to... I am going to do the race director screen. I hope somebody can remind me of that at the end, just in case. Please, somebody feel free to remind me of checking the race director screen. But there you go. Bolt has lost what was looking like the win for him. I have no idea what happened, but Bolt, well, he spun. It's quite as simple as that. Surely he just spun. And from what looked like a set in stone victory now, Hazer, out of nowhere, looks like he's going to come home with the win. He's got to stay ahead of these guys though. William, Lynx and Merck are now fighting for a podium. Out of all things, they were not expecting this to be a battle for the podium, but they're all battling for the podium now, and Merck fighting with Lynx may end up being a podium for the Williams. Again, a bit out of nowhere, but it's certainly a chance. And William has certainly started to put out a little gap on Lynx, about a second now. For a moment it was 1.1, but now it's back down to only 8 tenths, so Lynx has definitely gained time on the straight, trying to defend on Merck, who's going to go for a move around the outside. Is he going to try a little switch back to the inside line? Not quite. Lynx defends it quite well, and stays reasonably in touch in P3. So now just heading out of what basically is a car park section. A lot of people may call it a little bit of a supermarket car park. You could call it Sainsbury's, you could call it Asda, Tesco, whatever you want to call it. It feels like that. Anyways, Merck now going for the move on Lynx Piece. And it's down the inside. He looks like he's got the move done unless Lynx can fight it back. And on the exit of turn 17, I think Merck is staying ahead. And yes, he's a long way clear now, so he's up onto the podium. Just running a little bit deep into turn 1, but he's still there. I mean, you can't really rule out Bolt exactly for a podium as well. He's certainly got some pace. He's got his intermediates back up and running. Let's see what happens here with Lynx. Yeah, he's still too far behind, but there you go, Bolt is right there now. And I do feel like, providing he doesn't get another 3 seconds, Bolt can certainly try to appeal that 3-second penalty he got. Which did look a little bit on the harsh side of things, if I'm being honest. So we'll see what happens with that, if he does appeal it. I presume he will. But I don't know if it was a clear-cut corner cut, it might have been. But let's see here if Lynx is going to try and get back at Merck. I think Hazel's got this race won. And I certainly need to check one thing. I need to check how many times has Hazel won already this season. I get the feeling he's won a lot of races. And then again, Merck is just starting to put out a little bit of a gap now, in fact. So he's just still consolidating P3, but he's still making little mistakes, which is just bringing the likes of Lynx and Bolt back into the play. Both drivers certainly wanting this potential final spot on the podium. Bolt can still get it, because I still believe his 3 seconds may potentially disappear, and he's going for the move down the inside on Lynx piece. He's got the move down the inside of Lynx piece, and he's certainly pushed for the overtake, and he's now got the move done. Next up will be Merck, and this will be 4th place onto the podium. He may still want to get a 3-second gap if he can, but I certainly don't think there's too much patience now for Bolt, because that move on Lynx, he knows he's got the pace to get through on these guys, and now he's going to send a battle here with Merck. He's just not close enough though on this run, so Merck will stay ahead of Rusted Bolt as a result. And Lynx piece is just in behind there. Certainly struggling to get the traction out of turn 17 as well, both drivers. But Bolt within 0.3 of a second now on Merck. William is certainly well out ahead and further clear is Hazer. Hazer running away with what looks like a set in stone victory now. Let's get all the scenarios up for you. So all of them on 30-second penalty, so that doesn't change things too much for Doug and DD Friend. They will stay where they are. But for Hazer, it doesn't impact him. But for Rusted Bolt, it will impact him. He will lose a place to Lynx piece as things stand. And he may have to push for the overtake now on Merck. He's going for it, side by side, on the exit of turns 9 and 10. And he's got the overtake on Merck. Can Merck fight this one back? We can go on board directly with Lynx piece. We will get a very good view on this one. But it does look like Bolt is still ahead. Merck is trying to go down the inside. But Bolt is still there. A wider line for the Alfa Romeo. Bolt is up into 3rd place. He now needs to get a 3 seconds gap on a duo behind. Can he do it with just 2 and a bit laps remaining? Here at Miami, it will be quite a job from Bolt if he can get the gap that he needs. 3 seconds, unless he appeals it, which he still can, and that's probably why Merck is pushing for the overtake and completing the overtake as well. So Merck gets Bolt back, and Merck up into 3rd position. I'm pretty sure Merck knows that Bolt's got 3 seconds, but also knows that he may appeal it. Again, I'm not going to say that Bolt will get a successful appeal. I do not know. It's just that I think that it would not surprise me if he appeals. Oh, that was getting very close there, but Merck just staying ahead. They're still side by side through the S's, and Merck just ahead. But one man who I do not believe knows probably Lynx piece, unless he's got the stream on. I can't say if it's a 50-50 or a 75-25. I can't say anything. I don't know what the chances are that Bolt can get it overturned, because I didn't exactly see the complete corner cut. I didn't see how it was completely done. I think I have a rough idea of where it may have been. I think it would have been around the chicane. So it might have been straight away at turn 14. As they're still going at it again here. Bolt, Merc and Link's piece is incredibly close. 3 wide, they nearly go. But it is Bolt down, he's on a Merc. And Lynx is in the picture as well. A little bit shaky there. Was both Bolt and Merc. And it just gives Lynx a greater opportunity. He's going for the move down the tide. It's an incredible, audacious move there from Link's piece. And he's got the move on Merc. The move that he needed. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. Hazer is wheeling away. He will win by a country mile here. Then again, you've got 2 other events at USA to look forward to in the result in regards to Vegas, and of course the Circuit of the Americas anyway. So maybe not a country mile, but you know what I mean. Merc fighting again with Link's piece around the outside now. Side by side with Bolt is edging clear. Merc, has he hit the wall or not? Somehow I don't think he has. But now it's just letting Bolt pull a little bit clear. And they're going at it on the final lap. Hazer is 8.5 seconds ahead of William, who looks set for P2. But a battle for the podium is on between Bolt, Lynx and Merc. Who will come away with the final place on the podium here at the Miami International Autodrome. Here we go again for the final time here tonight. And now Lynx piece and Merc with Bolt up ahead for the final spot. Let's see how are they all doing, delivering into turns 7 and 8. But they were much closer around this part of the track last lap, so the fact is they're not really close to each other anymore. This is not going to favour the likes of Lynx or Merc at all. They are just too far behind. They've lost so much ground on each other. And in fact, Bolt is at a point where he is starting to close in on William. William will probably be aware of that 30 seconds, but will certainly want to finish on track ahead of Russell Bolt. Then you've got Lynx piece and Merc still edging towards it, but I think Hazer knows, and he certainly knows we're going to have to go towards him, because here we go again for the final time through into turn 17. Is going to be another victory in the 100% tier this season, another victory in UFRL in season 6. For the man who was returned and destined for greatness, and crossing the line in P1 is Hazer, and the AlphaTauri delivers once again. William will come home and he will close it in and take home P2. Bolt gets P3 on track, but Lynx and Merc overtake him on track. We shall see if Bolt gets a podium as a result of a successful appeal or not, providing he appeals. Doug comes home P6. Doesn't even need to appeal this 3 seconds. It doesn't matter. And then we'll wait for DD Friend. DD Friend will come through very, very soon. And he will come through and take P7. But again, we'll say he finishes P6. But it is P7 for DD Friend. And the final driver to cross the line. Is he going for the fastest lap here, Destroyer Jack? I'm pretty sure he must be. And again, his timings aren't looking great. I think he's just looking to take home a solid result. It will be P8 for Destroyer Jack, not P7. But he does come round and he takes that position. But it is Hazer who comes home in the winner. I did see right at the end there, Jack did take the fast lap. He did show up as purple, so congratulations for that. For Destroyer Jack, got into the mid 130s it seems. So well clear on that. But driver of the day in game is Lynx piece. There you go. Hazer taking the win. Yeah, I'm aware. The game always does that. If you leave before this screen comes on, it will always show up that you have DNF'd, but it's incorrect. You do not DNF. Yeah, brilliant stuff from Hazer to take the win. I know there will be a few incidents. I don't know what exactly happened between Hazer and who was it? I think it was Merc. Don't know if Merc got any contact with the wall or not. But there you go. The battle was on between those two, and they did qualify P1 and P2. Lynx came back from P13 for a P3 finish. Merc in P4. Bolt P5, Then it is Doug P6, then it's DD Friend P7 and Drac P8. Taking into account Doug did finish the race. Now let's check the race director screen. This will be fun. This might last a full 20 seconds. Try not to go through it too quickly so at least everybody can see what's going on, hopefully. There you go. It's all there for you. So we've got up to lap 31. We'll go back to it, let's say about there. So that's up to lap 20, and then we'll get the final. We didn't quite get to it like that. But anyways, there you go. We've gone through the full race director screen. So if anybody needs that, you've got it there for you. Anyways, that has been the 100% tier race tonight. Let's see who is currently streaming, and also I want to check who I'm going to put in for driver of the day. But, let's have a look. Who is currently live? Quite a few are live at the moment. You got GB, you've got Emphatic. Jay is not live anymore. I don't think like the likes of GB. I don't know. I've not really seen GB before. I've seen him obviously racing and stuff. I don't see the point of going for a raid on GB. Who else we got? We got Berserk. This guy's doing FIFA, to be fair. So he says he's doing FIFA with some of his followers, but I want to see how many people he's got in his club, really. But we should really be focusing on F1, so let's not. This guy we do quite a few times. I'm probably just going to go with him again. Unless we go with GB. No, we'll go with this guy again. Right. But anyways, let's go back to our stream. Because I know who I'm going to raid. Right. Any more comments? Okay, Hayden might get a penalty. I see. Okay. Yeah, there were some good battles though tonight. Some very good battles indeed. Right, yeah, dashboard. A lot more techie doing this on your phone, to be fair. Right. Right, so thank you for the race tonight. I have been Viva F1 Comms, we have been UFRL, and we'll be back tomorrow night for the 10 o'clock PM international tier. Thank you for watching, and good night.